Hey everyone, welcome back to another exciting episode of Attack Productions. Today I'm back for being joined once again by Jake. And today, Jake, you are finally profiling your... I'm not sure why I waved my hand. People can't see that, but hey, you can imagine you saw an imaginary hand being swiped somewhere. But you're finally profiling the Son Gohan skillless yellow-blue deck profile. So, as we get into this, like always, there's buttons. Click them. They're there for a reason, and yeah, let's do this.
All right, guys.
Oh, you weren't telling me to go down. You were just telling me to
I was like, yeah, the buttons are down there. Yeah. So, Son Gohan, this leader's been out for a while, but I think, honestly, I gotta give Palladino credit for popularizing this blue-yellow version. My version's a little bit different than his, but we'll get into that as we go through the list. During your turn, skillless battle cards, if you play them, they get +5. And then auto, when you attack, you can pick up a life and draw a card, kind of like Yellow Broly. Then on the back, you can play skilllesses from the drop to draw a card, and then when you combo with monsters, you also get to draw a card. But there's no swing and draw with this leader, which is, I think, what turned a lot of people off of it. But
so much potential to draw, though, naturally.
Yeah, and once you have the skilllesses in the drop area, it's not a big deal at all.
You're drawing potentially 2 cards of your turn, 1 card of your opponent's turn. Speaking of monsters, how do you like the ending to that movie?
Oh, dude.
I'm gonna do like a beep.
Yeah.
All right, sorry about that spoiler.
Oh, man. So, getting into the list, we're going to start with the blue-yellow package. We play 4 Zamasus. It's just the best. Honestly, I think it's the best super combo in the game, and the fact we get to take advantage of it is amazing. These empower our arrival engine, so we've got 4 of these Bojacks, which are really strong once you get them going. And then we play 2 of these Goku and hits as well. This is just a good all-around battle card. Takes care of 15Ks, battles with unisons very well, blocks, it cuts, it chops, it dices. Goku and hit. And then to finish off, we've got these Beeruses. If you've been playing the game for a while, you know these Checkland Beeruses. It's one of the more fun ones, I think, because he's hanging out with, looks like, cocktail weenies and orange juice. I don't know what kind of combination that is, but there we go.
Gotta try it now.
Next, the spice of the list. Bancroft, you actually suggested this to me. Trio de Dangers, Fierce Trinity. The way this deck functions, you can play this card from an empty board very, very easily. There's some other cards in the list that allow us to power battle cards to the board. And as long as you've got 2 blue-yellow or blue-yellow battle cards, this guy's live. Being able to drop this guy on turn 1 or 2, or 2 or 3, excuse me, is just disgusting. So next we're going to get into the blue cards of the deck. It's 3 Sensu-B. That's it. That's the blue. That's the blue package.
Oh.
3B. And we'll save these for later. So we'll get into the main meat of the deck here. We've got 4 Higher Dragons and 3 of Goku's Son. The reason I'm not running 8 is I just really couldn't find space for everything I wanted. And like I said, there's cards in this list that just power these skilllesses back out. So once you've got them established, and as long as they don't get warped from your drop area, you're golden. So to go with those, we play 3 of this Gohan and Higher Dragon Flying High. This is really the best use of the remove skilllesses to play new battle cards engine that Son Gohan enables. Turns all of your skilllesses into 15Ks, dual attack. The only downside is that if it's unique, so you can't really stack them up. And if it gets removed, it gets warped. So we don't really have a way to recur it anyway, but kind of sucks losing a battle card permanently like that. And then for a little bit of flavor, we've got 2 of these Bardock Father and Sons just for a free play.
Oh, it's the disgusting ones.
Yeah, it's really bad art. Like, these needed to be foiled. 2 of these Coolers, which are super good when you want to go aggressive, especially with really powerful negates like Violet Rays and the 5-drop Baby Counter. There's just so many good targets for this card in the meta right now, and I feel like it's time for it to come back. And then we've also got 2 Butaido. You could run the Champa from set 7 in this list and basically get the same effect, but Mutaito is cheaper. And the way this deck functions, you want most of your plays to be for 1 energy, so then Mutaito fits that bill very, very well. Although you could play the Champa in that slot, and I might agree with you, depending on what day of the week it is. And then 3 Apes. This kind of finishes out our utility. If you're playing a yellow leader, Apes are always a good option. That's the last utility battle card. This is really our main, other than Father and Son, this is our main BMS killer as well.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of awkward that it costs more than BMS, but what can I say? Then we go 2 of these Vegeta Unisons. You could probably go 3 deep on these, but I'm experimenting with things like the Trio de Dangers and just other stuff, other kill cards. Vegeta's still a very solid kill option, and almost won me a game earlier today had the situation been different. Then for the secret rare, and the last yellow battle card is this Sin Shinron. You have so many 1-drops, beans, 1-drop skilllesses. This guy's going to be 1 energy most of the time, and that fits into our deck's energy economy just perfectly. The fact that it can block infinitely is kind of just gravy. It's really just boarding a 1-drop 35k. Then, for the end of the deck, we've got some off-color stuff. Actually, before we do that, negate package, 2 Nimbai, 2-time magic. Very light on negates. You want most of your damage avoidance to happen in the battle step, but sometimes there are things that you just can't avoid, and this is what the negates are for. And then the last few cards of the list, we run 3 Goku and Vegeta Saiyan Scions. This is from the anniversary box, and should probably be a 4 of. It's one of the most solid cards in the list. Currently it's at 3 for color ratio issues. It lets you go grab 2 skilllesses from your deck. This card is huge in the Vegex matchup because you get to swing on their Unison, then remove it, get your 2 skilllesses, and kill their Unison off for 1 energy, which is really big. And then next up, we run 2 of these new Gokus, this Path to Power. Again, just an insane card with the skillless synergy we've got going. Every time it swings, it's going to put another battler onto the board. And if your opponent doesn't remove this, it's going to be a huge problem. And you can play it for 2 energy, which fits right into the deck's energy economy. And then last card in the deck, if you guys have been watching the channel, it's my favorite card, and it's finally in foil, Double Strike Kai, baby.
So I was corrected. There was a full version of it beforehand.
Oh, there was?
Supposedly.
Oh, yeah, there was, wasn't there?
Yeah.
From W-Man.
But this
This is
is
the
full
first
art.
full art foil version.
So this is better.
Okay, yeah, this is the good one.
Can I call that same thing out during our box opening?
Hey, is it better than French Champa though?
Is
French Champa's
not
more
full-
your swag. You
That's not
know?
full. That's not full art.
French Champa.
French
is
Champa
full.
was full art though.
It's wee art.
Jake.
Well, I don't know. Either way, Kai is more my swag than Champa. And last card in the list helps you finish off with your dual attackers and whatnot. I've had a lot of fun playing this deck. There's still a few cards I'd like to pick up and try, but I think this is a really good, solid, quote-unquote budget version of the list that Paladino's been running a lot lately, and it's a lot of fun to play.
Fair enough. With that being said, thank you all for tuning in. Like I said earlier, there's buttons. Click them. Jake, last words.
If you want to win, you have to practice. And if you need to practice but don't have anybody to play with, check out YouTube/Attack on Productions and watch some gameplay. Maybe you'll learn a thing or 2.
Or you can just secretly look at our Untapped names when we play Untapped.
You could spy on us on Untapped as well. We're grinding on Untapped now and then.
In case anyone's ever noticed, when have you played against James on Untapped yet?
I've watched him play.
He'll put the person's name in it. He'll put Bancroft, join here. So, with that being said, thank you all for tuning in. Like always, read your cards, know your plays, and fluff out.
Bye, everyone.